Good afternoon. This is Power365 FM World News coming to you live from our studios here in Ibadan. My name is Olamide Adeniji and these are the major headlines. Makinde condemns assault on Ottoman officials by immigration personnel. Ibadan Kingmakers to meet Thursday for Olakunlehin's nomination. Abuse of office, court remands Emefiele over alleged fraud of 7.3 billion naira. Lassa fever claims 17 in Benue, Kogi. And also, tomorrow is Eid el-Fitr Sultan. And on the international scene, Ecuador's former vice president hospitalized days after arrest in Mexican embassy. Now let's bring you the news in full. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has condemned the brutalization of two officials of the Oyo State Road Transport Management Agency by Nigeria Immigration Service personnel in Ibadan. The governor decried the inhumane treatment meted out to the Ottoman officials by apprehending an officer of the NIS for violation of traffic rules. Makinde stated this on Monday when he visited the two assaulted officials, Mr. Nuruddin Abiola, resident of Binokonu Olunloyo area, and Mr. Taiwo Adeagbo, resident of Oke-Ibadan area, as well as the Nigerian Immigration Service Oyo State Command. He described the incident as an unfortunate one that should never have happened, noting that Oyo State wants to be known for upholding the rule of law and that everyone must obey traffic rules irrespective of their status. The governor assured the victims that the state government would take necessary action and bring the culprits to book. Ibadan Kingmakers will on Thursday convene the meeting of the Olubadan Council for the nomination of the Olubadan designate Oba Olabi Olakunlehin as the 43rd Olubadan of Ibadan land. This formed part of the resolutions of the meeting conveyed by the leadership of the Central Council of Ibadan Indigenes in conjunction with the elders held on Monday at the Kolaba residence of Chief Bode Amao. Confirming the outcome of the meeting in a telephone interview with newsmen, the President General of the CCII, Barrister Niyi Ajewole, said the issues surrounding the enthronement of the new monarch and the reported lingering crisis among the kingmakers has been resolved. Meanwhile, in faraway Benue State has recorded increase in mortality rate of Lassa fever as about 16 people have lost their lives. Also, the state is ranked the highest in tuberculosis within the North Central Zone and 6th across the country. The State Commissioner for Health and Human Services, Dr. Yama Otese, said this during a press conference in Makurdi on Monday to commemorate the 2024 World Health Day. The commissioner said that over 50,000 of the most vulnerable population had been enrolled into the state health insurance scheme under the Basic Health Care Fund program across the state. Also, the Lagos State Special Offences Court Judge Rahman Oshodi has remanded former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria Godwin Emefiele over alleged abuse of office to commit fraud of $4.5 billion and 2.8 billion naira. Justice Oshodi remanded Emefiele in EFCC custody while his co-defendant Henry Isioma Omoile was remanded in Ikoyi Custodial Center pending the determination of their bail application on April 11. The Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar, has declared Wednesday, April 10th, as the day for Eid al-Fitr. Sultan, who is the President General, Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, said the decision followed the report of national moon sighting committees across the country's inability not to sight the new moon on Monday night. A statement signed by the Chairman Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs to the Sultanate's Council, Professor Sambo Wali Junaid, and made available to newsmen in Sokoto on Monday evening, said the council accepted the report and accordingly declared Wednesday, April 10 as the first day of Shawwal 1445 AH. Meanwhile, in the international scene, Ecuador's former Vice President George Glass has been hospitalized days after his arrest during a high-profile raid of the Mexican embassy in Quito. Glass was taken to a hospital in Guayaquil after falling ill, the country's National Prison Agency SNAI said on Monday. He became ill after he refused to eat food provided to him while in detention, the agency also said. Paramedics with the Ministry of Public Health transferred Glass to the Naval Hospital in Guayaquil, where he was admitted to approximately 12:45 p.m. And this ends our news at 4 p.m. Thank you for staying tuned, but before we go, here are the major highlights again. Makinde condemns assault on Otma officials by immigration personnel. Ibadan Kingmakers to meet Thursday for Olakuleyin's nomination. Abuse of office, court remands Emefiele over alleged fraud of 7.3 billion naira. Sultan declares tomorrow Eid al-Fitr. And from Benue, we told you that Lassa fever claims 17 in Benue, Kogi. And on the international scene, Ecuador's former vice president hospitalized days after arrest in Mexican embassy. And that ends our news at 4 p.m. Join us tomorrow again when we bring you fresh news and fresh programming. Until then, do have a good evening. Olamide Adeniji is my name. Good night. Your mic is up. This button, if it's up and it's not muted, in Taban's own one website.